I am going to make my chicken taco soup. That's what we call it. It's just like a Mexican spicy chicken soup. It's really good, you guys. So I have washed off 6 really large chicken breasts. Yeah, I have eaters in this house, you guys, so I have to make a lot of this. So 6 large chicken breasts. I can't talk this morning. And I'm using vegetable broth. You can use chicken broth if you like. But that's what I had in my pantry. So I have rough chopped 2 carrots. I have 3 large slices of jalapeno with the membrane and seeds for the spice. And you do not have to do that if you do not want it spicy. This is celery. It does not look like it, but my grandmother's always taught me to use the leaves when I make like soups. It has the most flavor, so I chopped up some celery with the leaves. And rough chopped 1 medium onion. Now this is what's going in my pressure cooker, and this is going to literally turn to mush once the chicken is done. Vegetables that are cooked in the pressure cooker, you know, are very really soft, so it's just basically for flavoring, not for texture. I will add more vegetables in a minute, as you will see. I have added the whole container. Now I have an old-fashioned pressure cooker, the one you use on your stove. This one, actually, my grandmother has given me. This thing is old, and I love it because it's big and I can fit a lot into it. So into here I have, like I said, it's going to steam up my phone. The whole container of the vegetable broth, and 2 cups of water. You're going to add 1 pack of taco seasoning, and also 2 tablespoons of minced onion. So I will split my chicken breasts in half to help them cook all the way through faster. But in the pressure cooker, this should take about 15 minutes. So I get my water and chicken broth or vegetable broth boiling, and then I will add all the chicken and then the vegetables on top. I will be right back. Okay, so I have everything in the pot now. I've added the taco seasoning, which I use the low sodium, which you do not have to, but I use the low sodium so I can adjust the seasoning as I like. And I put all the chicken breast and I put the vegetables on top. Now I will seal it up, and you can seal yours if you have the electric one. That's great. Or if you have an old-fashioned one like I do, seal it up and let it cook for about 20 minutes. Okay, this recipe is going to call for roasted corn. And what I do is I take a bag and a half, they're 16-ounce bags of just frozen corn. And I use a bag and a half, and I spread them out on a cookie sheet, and I put them in my oven on broil for about 15 minutes. You have to watch it. You want it to be charred, but not burnt. And I'll show you when it's finished. Okay, the corn is done. It's out the broiler. And as you can see, it's charred, but not burnt. Just charred on all the little pieces of corn. So that will go into the soup also. Okay, I have 2 tablespoons of Country Crock Light in a skillet. And I'm going to add 2.5 tablespoons of flour to this. I'm making a roux. And I'm going to have to turn this off because it's going to be hard to do with one hand. But you want to brown your flour, and I will show you that in a second. Okay, I don't know if the camera will show how golden brown this is. You do not want it to be white or like a yellowish. You want it to be golden brown. You do not want to burn it. This will burn really quickly, so you got to be careful. But the browner your flour is, and I'm sorry, it was 3 tablespoons of flour. The browner your flour is, the more flavor your roux will have. I added some salt and pepper as I was stirring it to season the flour. And then I will add to this 2 cups of water, and I will whisk. My tripod is just not working in the kitchen with me today, so I'm trying to do this one-handed. So you will add, let's just let it steam up, these 2 cups of water, and you will whisk it until the lumps of the roux are out. I'm going to try to do this one-handed. And you may still have a few little lumps. It's okay. It's not going to hurt anything. You're not even going to taste it. But you're just going to work this until you get most of the lumps out. And once you work it out, the lumps out, it's going to be basically gravy because that's basically what it is. But that's going to go into the soup to thicken the soup. The chicken is done and I've pulled it out. And as you can see, there's not very much left when it comes to vegetables. It's just basically the broth. You got a couple in there, but I'm going to add some more to that. So here's the chicken and I'm going to shred that up and reincorporate that. And I have chopped up some more onions, celery, carrots, and this is the rest of that jalapeno. That was a big jalapeno, but I've taken the seeds and the membranes out just for the flavoring. I already added some of the seeds and membranes to the broth already, and I will be back in a second. Okay, I added my vegetables to my broth. And I'm going to add 2 cans of rinsed and drained black beans. These are very small cans of Chipotle tomato sauce. This is the mild. And I'm going to also add 1 can of Rotel. It's the diced tomatoes and green chilies. And I'm going to add another tablespoon of garlic. At this point, I will add my roux to my broth mixture. And this is going to thicken the soup. So as you can see, I've shredded all my chicken breast up, and I'm going to add that to the soup. Okay, now I have added the chicken to the stew with the corn and to the soup with corn and the black beans and the tomatoes and all that goodness. And I'm going to let this cook for about 15 minutes so all the flavors can blend together. Okay guys, so I put a teaspoon of light sour cream. I still count it as 1, even though it's only 1 teaspoon. 1 point, and I have just a couple of the Texas toast tortilla strips. I will show you the bag in a minute. But you get a third of an ounce for, or 14 chips for 1 point. I have a slice of lime. I have 1 point of avocado. This soup, with my allergies acting up, guys, is going to be right on point. Here are the Texas Toast Chipotle cheddar tortilla strips. That's what I put on my salad. These are really good. You can make your own, but you get quite a bit for 1 point, so I'm going to enjoy this. Yep, so look in the description box below and I will add all of the points and the recipe. See you guys later. Hugs.